Hello everybody, welcome to the 6th episode of Jbizzo49 Rants, the show that overstates my anger and understates the problem. Today's episode is dedicated to a group of people who I proclaim are a bunch of idiots. Not surprising, isn't it? Today we focus on neo-gamers. And I know what you're thinking. Jbizzo, what the fuck is a neo-gamer? Well, I'll tell you, a neo-gamer is an endearing term of mine that I use instead of graphics whore. Now, before I get started, I should tell you of the 4 main components of a good game. And of course, those 4 components are gameplay, storyline, soundtrack, and graphics. Now, I put these in the order that most sane gamers would put it in, aside from maybe switching storyline and soundtrack. And no, just because I use the term neo-gamers, that doesn't necessarily mean that they originated in this generation. In fact, neo-gamers date all the way back to the late 80s, early 90s. Why were people getting the Sega Genesis in the first place? Well, it was simply because the Genesis was 16-bit and Nintendo was 8-bit. And why did this group of neo-gamers die out? Well, there was a little system called the Atari Jaguar. It claimed to be the first 64-bit system. Mind you, this was 1993. A full 3 years before the Nintendo 64 was released, and 2 years before the PS1 was released. Jaguar certainly reminded us that graphics aren't everything. It may be a different era, but the premise is the same for these neo-gamers. It looks like shit, so it's not worth shit. While any competent human being would say that that is completely the opposite of the truth. A 3-year-old could tell you if it doesn't play worth anything, then it's not worth playing. Ever. Neo-gamers can't comprehend that there can be good gameplay elements in a game which the graphics don't match up to their ridiculously fucking high standard. I mean, Jesus Christ! Does everything have to be photorealistic? No! That would mean that every single video game would be dull and gray and brown and, like, dark green and all gritty, and it would just be boring. And while I'm taking a crack at these knuckleheads, I may as well give some advice to the game developers themselves. Stop focusing on the graphics. They're not going to get much better. So, why don't we focus more on how the game fucking plays so that we can get some enjoyment out of it? Bottom line, gameplay beats graphics any day of the fucking week. And that wraps it up for me. This is Jbizzo49. Thanks for listening. I'll see you later.